All right, guys, so we've been working a lot with linear graphs here, graphs of lines. And so you have a couple Khan Academy assignments, and there's going to be a new Desmos assignment today. So I want to go over a few things. So this slope from a graph is a past assignment. You really want to have a score that's above a 70 for the slope from a graph because the skills here build on each other. So this was a good assignment to go back to if you scored below a 70, um, because if you can find the slope from the graph, it's going to make the newest Khan assignment much easier. I've mentioned the tool here for the pen tool, and for slope from a graph, you need 2 points, right? Here we see the y-intercept. That's the point where the line crosses the y-axis. We talked about that. And then you need another point, right? In this case, I could use the x-intercept. You notice between these 2 points, it doesn't really cross anything where the coordinate would be whole numbers, right? So slope, we know, is delta y over delta x, delta being the change in y over the change in x. I like to think y to the sky. That's how I know it goes on top. So here I'm going down 3 over 1. So this is 3 units long, and this is 1 unit, right? So my change in y is 3, and my change in x is 1. Now, the other key thing to notice is that this is a negative slope. The line is going down as you read the graph from left to right. So I'm going to enter it as negative 3, right? Because 3 over 1 is just 3, and it's a negative slope. Nice. All right, here I have a positive slope, right? We see it go through the origin here. And here's a second point. So this is up 2 over 1, right? So this slope is 2. Positive 2 because it's positive. And if it's over 1, I don't need, I can just enter 2. Great. So like you want to go back to that slope assignment, try to score at least a 70, and definitely come see me during advisory if you're having trouble finding slope. Right, this is a new skill, and so I think you guys can work through it and be able to find slope here. Now, yesterday I posted these steps on how to write the equation of a line. Right, you can have this open as you're trying to do the latest Khan assignment, right? So again, I'm using this pen tool, and that's step 1 of finding the y-intercept. They label the y-axis here, right? And so it's that point where the line crosses the y-axis. So you should make a point there. That's step 1. And then just like the slope assignment, you're finding a second point, right? I'm not going to put anything here because it doesn't quite, I would have to estimate the coordinate there. It doesn't, right? I want where the grid lines cross each other. Looks like right here I have a point. So you really have to look at the graph to see that point. So this goes down 1 and then over 4, right? So that's a change. My change in y is 1 and my change in x is 4. All right, now it comes to putting in the values here. There are 2 boxes, right? So what goes in front of the x, this would be a coefficient, right? And slope, the m value, is what I put here. The second box is for my b value because remember, slope-intercept is mx plus b, right? So I'm going to do 1/4. Remember that slope is a ratio here. So I'm going to type it just that way. Ooh, careful. This is a negative slope. The line's going down as I read left to right. So I need to put that negative sign. If I don't, it will mark it wrong. And then my y-intercept is a -6 because I can see it right there. Let's check. Hey, I got it. All right, here's just an additional one I want to look at. This one has a positive slope. Step 1, find the y-intercept, the point where the line crosses the y-axis. Step 2, I need another point. Looks like right here, because the coordinate would be whole numbers there. It would be 1, 6. All right, step 3, the slope. So this is pretty much just like finding slope on the graph. We're going to go up 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to go over 1. So this is 3 units long, and this is 1 unit long. All right, so I have 2 boxes here. This first box, the coefficient of x, is my m value for mx plus b, or my slope. So that's going to be a 3. The second box, right, is a 1 here. Sorry, not a 1. It's also a 3. Look at that. So my slope was 3. It's up 3 over 1. And my y-intercept was also 3 for my b value. Hey, I got it. Okay, so this was the most recent Khan assignment. As I mentioned, we are going to have a Desmos assignment. Let's take a look at that. This is going to be the first page of the Desmos assignment, right? And it wants you to for this first page is to kind of make an estimate. Where would this plane have to be placed in order for it to kind of land safely on the runway, right? I moved it up too high here, right? But, right, it says you didn't land the plane in safety. Estimating can be tricky. We work on a more precise way to land the plane. So this first page is just so you could kind of see how we need a more precise way, right? Lines can help be more precise. And so in this one, it's asking you to do the same thing, but they give you some lines. It says the path for a safe landing of the airplane follows this particular line here. So where would you place the plane for it to land safely? Then for the exercises on the next screens, your task is to write equations of a line that safely lands the plane. In this example, only the red line traces the path of a safe landing because the blue and green go too much on the outside. So you're kind of looking at this dotted line here, right? And you need to get an equation where the blue line lines up with that. It says to just change one number in the equation below, right? So they have this equation for this blue line. I'm just going to change one number so that it goes through this path here. You can kind of use guess and check here. Here, if I do this, no, that's kind of going the wrong direction. I don't want this number to be bigger, right? So I'm going to give you a hint on this first one. You're changing the slope here so that it's not as steep and it goes through the runway here. That's going to be your Desmos assignment for today. You guys also have the Khan assignments to finish up. Come see me during advisory if you need any help. Thanks for watching.